Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television's on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has sent condolences to the government and people of Niger State over a boat accident which occurred on Tuesday night at Mokwa local government area of the state. Tinubu conveyed his condolences in a statement signed by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga. The boat, which was reportedly carrying about 300 people, primarily women and children, was sailing on the Gbajibo River from the Mundi community when it capsized. All is now set for the Benue State 23rd local government election scheduled to hold tomorrow. The chairman, Benue State Independent Electoral Commission, Richard Tamboa, stated this while briefing journalists on the readiness of the commission to conduct the election. Said the distribution of sensitive materials, which commenced last week Tuesday, has successfully been completed. Anker further stated that adequate security personnel has been deployed to various polling units in all the 23rd local government areas of the state, expressing optimism that the election would be peaceful, free, fair, and credible. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment in fighting Nigerians' insecurity. He stated this while delivering a keynote address during an inaugural international lecture organized by the News Agency of Nigeria in Abuja. Edigan Michael has the report.
President Bola Tinubu, represented by his National Security Advisor Malam Ribadu, says that security has improved over the short stay of President Tinubu in office.
But I can assure you, this is just the beginning. Sit down and wait and see what is going to happen. Nigeria will be, inshallah, will be protected. Nigeria will be fixed. Nigeria will be better. It's time for us to turn on the page. And we're going to do it.
Mr. Ribadu compared insecurity at the past with an increased improvement under his watch, stressing that the present administration is determined to combat insecurity, bedeviling some parts of the country.
But I'm here to tell you that Mr. President, love his people. Mr. President cares for Nigerians. Mr. President will never allow pain and harm to Nigerians. He will not. He will work hard to serve you. You will not regret electing him as your president. I can assure you of that. Every single moment nothing more important to do than Nigeria and Nigerians.
Speaking as the lecture's chairman, Nigeria's former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, retired, enumerated factors fueling crisis in the Sahel region to include poverty, unemployment, climate change, among others. He advised that Nigeria's capacity in fighting the menace shouldn't be diminished.
These factors have sadly created a fertile ground for insecurity to thrive, with devastating impacts on our dear nation. We must not, however, lose faith in our capacity to ride above the storms of insecurity, since this challenge is the business of each and every Nigerian, and indeed all Africans.
In his address of welcome, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, insists that security is every Nigeria's business, while assuring that Tinubu's administration holds it a duty to create a safer nation.
The violence in the Sahel, therefore, is not an isolated issue, and no single country can tackle it alone. Therefore, Nigeria has stepped up its engagement with its neighbors and other regional and international partners. It's strengthening joint military operations such as the multinational Joint Task Force, and also supporting initiatives that aim to stabilize the Sahel region.
The inaugural lecture, which also had goodwill messages from security chiefs, governors, ministers, and foreign ambassadors, is part of the national effort to unravel public discourse on the deliberating challenges of terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and militancy, among others, in the country. Edika Michael for Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu may bar revenue-generating agencies from collecting revenues on behalf of the federal government, as he plans to introduce a single agency, Nigerian Revenue Service, to handle the tax. This came as the federal government instituted a comprehensive set of fresh tax reforms aimed at significantly boosting revenue collection. The reforms designed to enhance the efficiency of collecting direct taxes, along with various levies that is imposed on behalf of the government, will bar the Nigerian Customs Service, Nigerian Port Authority, and 60 other revenue collection agencies from participating in revenue collection activities, but will lead to the creation of Nigerian Revenue Service. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has extended his condolences to the families of those who lost their lives in a boat accident in Niger State. Around 60 bodies have reportedly been recovered after the boat capsized on Tuesday night at the Jajigbo River in the Mokwa local government area of Niger State. In a statement issued by his special advisor on media and publicity, Musa Kirshi, says the Speaker expressed sadness over the accident and commiserated with the families of the deceased, as well as the people in government of Niger State. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has expressed his condolences to Governor Mohamed Bago and the citizens of Niger State following the tragic boat accident that claimed 42 lives in the state. In a statement from his X account, Atiku described the disaster as particularly harrowing, noting that it occurred during the night, which complicated the already difficult rescue operation. Over now to the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, says that the Southeast region has great potential to drive national and economic development, describing the zone as a home to some of the most expertizing individuals and communities in the country, with a rich history of commerce that spans generations. Kalu stated this while delivering his goodwill message at the launch of the 5th expanded National MSME Clinic in Enugu State by Vice President Kashim Shettima. A statement by the Special Assistant on Press Affairs to the Deputy Speaker, Udora Izuru, says the initiative was one of the federal government's strategies for ease of doing business in Nigeria, with the first, second, third, and fourth edition launched in Benue, Ogun, Ekiti, and Jigawa states, respectively. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has expressed his administration's willingness to implement the 70,000 minimum wage for the state workers. The governor, who made this known while addressing journalists in Government House Owerri shortly after meeting with some members of Nigerian Labour Congress Imo State chapter, said plans are already underway for the implementation. Our reporter, Amarachi Ibe, has more.
The governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, says it is imperative for his administration to pay the minimum wage, given the high cost of living in the country.
The meeting is actually to begin to plan on how Imo State will start implementing the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira, and which I think is proper and appropriate, and we are committed to implementing it. It's just to work out the modalities. 2 sittings with this committee and we'll be off.
The chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress Imo State chapter, Chigemezu Nwigwe, expressed optimism that the governor will surely keep to his words.
In fact, before now, His Excellency have shown willingness that is ready and willing to make sure that the minimum wage is implemented here in Imo State. So we have a meeting, like His Excellency have just said, in less than 1 or 2, 3 cities. For those who have set up their committee, I want to tell you, we are going to fast track them and then we'll start implementing before they finish their committee assignment.
Given the current cost of living and situation of things in the world, I think there is a need to create better incentives and stimulate the economy. It is as a result of that we have considered in our own caucus that the new national minimum wage.
With this assurance from Governor Hope Uzodinma, it is believed that sooner or later, Imo State workers will begin to enjoy the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you, Amarachi, for that report. In another development, Governor Hope Uzodinma has inaugurated a scholarship and pilgrim board in Imo State to help identify and support bright students in rural and urban areas of the state. The governor says the board aims to help talented students, especially the vulnerable ones, reach their full potential. Amarachi Ibe has the details. A significant move to boost girl-child education in Nigeria. The Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF, is set to launch the Girl-Child Education Volunteers Advocates Initiatives. The landmark program will be unveiled at the upcoming International Conference on Girl-Child Education, scheduled for October 10th and 11th, 2024, at the Banquet Hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The initiative aims to mobilize volunteers through the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, and Community Development Service, CDS, groups. In a statement, Head of Education Department at the NGF, Dr. Ebenezer Leo, emphasized that the initiative represents a grassroots approach to addressing the challenges of girl-child education. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has faulted those who built houses on the river banks for obstructing the passage of water from River Ingada, which was destroyed by the recent flood. Zulum conducted an assessment of some vital infrastructure, including road, bridges, and hospitals damaged by the flood disaster that struck Maiduguri metropolis and the surrounding local government areas. Sokoto State Government says it has employed 845 nurses and midwives to facilitate access to improve quality healthcare services delivery across the primary health centers in the state. The economic advisor to Sokoto Governor, Dr. Bashir Achida, made this known during an interview with newsmen in Abuja. Achida noted that the recruitment became necessary given the need to address the medical personnel gap in the state. He noted that the state government is determined to address healthcare challenges such as maternal and infant mortality rates and vaginal fistula. The newly elected Benue State Working Committee members of the People's Democratic Party were left stranded when they arrived at the party secretariat along Otukpo Road to assume office, only to find it locked. It could be recalled that 3 weeks ago, the immediate past governor of the state, Samuel Otom, through his media aide, Trevor Akase, stated that he had provided one of his buildings located in a high-level area of Makurdi to the party. This follows claims by the caretakers committee members that they had been forced out of the party secretariat. Committee, they found the premises locked. All supports by the newly elected PDP chairman, Ezekiel Adaji, to determine why the secretariat was closed were unsuccessful. Let's take a quick break. News Prime returns shortly. Stay tuned. You're welcome back from that very short break. News Prime continues. October 5 every year is set aside to commemorate World Teachers' Day. As part of an event to mark the day, Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union has celebrated it with a lineup of activities including presentation of award and induction of Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, Architect Sonny Ochono. Uyi Agbamofwegbe has more.
Gathered in this hall is a critical mass of stakeholders in Nigeria's education sector, one that includes the Minister of Education, who was represented, Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, Registrar of the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodoke, and heads of agencies. The theme chosen by these educators is valuing teachers' voices towards repositioning teacher education in Nigeria, the basis on which COESU President Dr. Smart Olugbeko highlighted the contribution of Nigerian teachers.
To celebrate this International Teachers' Day, which is an occasion we are using to celebrate ourselves as teachers. We understand that we have contributed immensely to the development of this nation, and we believe that this is a momentous time for us to celebrate ourselves as teachers.
On his part, Minister of Education, State, Dr. Yusuf Sununu, sued for collaboration among stakeholders.
And as far as I'm concerned, I have my president here, whom I serve as a member of his National Elections Committee, Professor Fabri, who has also supported me immensely to emerge as Secretary General of the Nigerian Medical Association.
Highlights of the commemoration was the conferment of Legacy Award for Education Advancement on Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, Architect Sonny Ochono, and his induction into COESU Hall of Fame. Uyi Agbamofwegbe, reporting for Global Television News.
Thank you, Uyi, for that report. Governor Hope Uzodinma has inaugurated a scholarship and pilgrim board in Imo State to help identify and support bright students in rural and urban areas of the state. The governor says the board aims to help talented students, especially the vulnerable ones, reach their full potential. Amarachi Ibe has the details.
Speaking at the event, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma urged the board to work prudently and avoid jeopardizing their mission, while emphasizing the importance of supporting deserving students to achieve their academic goals.
Ensure that the real reason for setting up this work, which is to impact and bring value to the people of Imo State and our citizens, is not jeopardized. Please deploy prudence and integrity in the discharge of their duties and the service of mankind.
In their separate speech, the chairman of the scholarship board, Reverend Father Maurice Oniwo, and the chairman of the pilgrim board, Reverend Father Gilbert Alaribe, expressed their gratitude to the governor for the opportunity to serve the state, while promising to work diligently to support positive impact in the state.
Our work will seek to improve the pilgrimage experience for Imo pilgrims. Through our work too, we will contribute to harmonizing interfaith relationships in the state. We come with our different capacities and expertise.
And we promise you that as a team we will do our best to ensure that your dream and the dream of the state government is realized as we work together as a team.
With the inauguration of the board, students in Imo State, especially the less privileged ones, will have the opportunity to reach their full potentials in education. From Imo Government House, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV.
Sokoto State Government says it has employed 845 nurses and midwives to facilitate access to improve quality healthcare services delivery across the primary health centers in the state. The economic advisor to Sokoto Governor, Dr. Bashir Achida, made this known during an interview with newsmen in Abuja. Achida noted that recruitment became necessary given the need to address the medical personnel gap in the state. He noted that the state government is determined to address healthcare challenges such as maternal and infant mortality rates. The newly elected Benue State Working Committee member of the People's Democratic Party were left stranded when they arrived at the party secretariat along Otrukpo Road to assume office, only to find it locked. It could be recalled that 3 weeks ago, the immediate past governor of the state, Samuel Otom, through his media aide, Trevor Akase, stated that he had provided one of his buildings located in a high-level area of Makurdi to the party. This followed claims by the caretaker committee members that they had been forced out of the party secretariat. They found the premises locked. All efforts by the newly elected PDP chairman Ezekiel Adaji to determine why the secretariat was closed were unsuccessful. Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State has said other agencies will provide security during Saturday's local government election. He said this following the withdrawal of the police from the exercise, which has thrown Rivers into another round of crisis. In a statement issued in Port Harcourt, capital of Rivers, Public Relations Officer of the State Police Command, SP Grace Eringe Koko, said the Force Illegal Department advised the command to adhere strictly with Federal High Court judgment, which restrained the police from participating or providing security during the election. She says the Nigerian Police Force seeks to inform all law-abiding citizens and stakeholders in Rivers State about the upcoming local government election, particularly in light of recent court rulings. The People's Democratic Party has cautioned the Nigerian police against derailing democracy, charging the people of Rivers State to participate in the local government area election. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara reaffirmed that the local government election will take place despite protests from supporters of his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, who is currently the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. The governor cautioned against any attempt by individuals or groups to disrupt the electoral process, stressing that he would not accept actions that could lead to confusion or instability in the state. Tensions have escalated as PDP members loyal to Wike and a fraction of the All Progressive Congress, led by Chief Tony Okocha, have withdrawn from the election, citing irregularities and a lack of due process by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Over now to the Action People's Party has disowned a fractional group in Rivers State claiming to represent the authentic leadership of the party in the state. In a statement released in Abuja by the party's national chairman, Chief Uche Inadi, dismissed the fraction as mere imposters who have never held any official position within the party. He therefore called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to arrest and prosecute the individuals involved, affirming that Chief Sunny Owakere is the recognized chairman, having replaced the former chairman, Honorable Kenneth Atata. Still on Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has vowed to hold the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, responsible if there is breakdown of law and order in the state. It was reported that Fubara had stormed head office of the Rivers Independent National Electoral Commission to prevent an attempt to allegedly cut away materials for this weekend's local government election. Speaking at a press conference in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital, Governor Fubara reminded Egbetokun of his critical role as head of the nation's police force. A Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja has barred a former governor of Taraba State, Darius Ishaku, from traveling out of the country, pending the conclusion of his ongoing 27 billion naira fraud trial. Justice Sylvanus Orji imposed the travel restriction as part of conditions attached to the bail granted to the ex-governor, alongside his co-defendant Bello Yari. The judge granted Ishaku 150 million naira bail with two sureties in like sum, stating that both sureties must be residents in Abuja, while one must be a director in federal government's employment. The Adamawa State Police Command has disclosed that a 30-year-old Abdullahi Mohammed, who climbed a 33 kVA high-tension electricity pole in Mayo Balwe last Friday, have been admitted at the Yola Psychiatric Hospital for mental examination. The police public relations officer of the command, Superintendent of Police Suleiman Ujoreje, said Mohammed is undergoing psychiatric test at facility located inside the premises of the specialist hospital in Yola. The Defense Headquarters, DHQ, said troops on internal operations across the country have killed 118 terrorists, arrested 97 others, while 96 hostages were rescued in 1 week. Director Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba in a statement says troops also arrested 18 suspected oil thieves and recovered stolen products worth 793,257,250. He said troops within the period recovered 87 assorted weapons and 2,244 assorted ammunitions. Buba gave the breakdown of recovered weapons as part of PKT gun, 1 PKM, 1 RPG, 1 auto pistol, 43 AK-47 rifles, 14 fabricated rifles, 14 Dun guns, 5 pump-action guns, 6 AK-47 magazines, and 3 Bafang radios. A group of protesters arrested on Wednesday at the Gani Fayemi Freedom Park in Ojota area of Lagos State have been released on bail. The State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hadein confirmed this in a statement. He said the Commissioner of Police, Olariwaju Ishola, gave the directive during the visit of social activities Omole Esore to his office at the command headquarters in Ikeja. The Anambra State Command of Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has arrested 5 suspected illegal private security guards with 3 pump-action guns. The State Commandant, Marco Olatunde, disclosed this in Accra while parading the suspects, according to press statements signed by the Superintendent of Corps and Head, Media and Technical OPS, NSCDC Anambra State Command. Olatunde says the suspects were arrested on government area of Anambra State, extorting money from motorists while causing untold hardship to the road users. You're watching News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Prime returns, Naira for crude deal fails to take off. Details of these and more after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Prime. Thank you for staying with us. On our business decks, there are indications that the supply of crude oil in Naira by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to Dangote Petroleum Refinery, which should have started on October 1st, 2024, has yet to begin. On September 13, 2024, the committee announced that the Federal Executive Council, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, approved the sale of crude oil to local refineries in Naira and the corresponding purchase of petroleum products in Naira. Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has announced that local wheat farmers are benefiting from a substantial subsidy program, with the state government covering 75% of costs associated with the agricultural inputs. This initiative, according to the governor, aims to enhance wheat production and support food sufficiency in Nigeria. For in the West and Central African Development Network Wheat Second Regional Summit in Abuja, Namadi emphasized the state's commitment to expanding wheat cultivation. As the rising price of cooking gas continues eating deep into the people's earnings, many residents in Kano are switching to using wood and charcoal to prepare their meals. In this special report, Global TV correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at the implications of the price increase on Kano residents and its impact on the environment. His report.
It's been 10 years since Muhammad Yakubu switched from firewood and charcoal to cooking gas to prepare his meals. He says it's faster, easier, and healthier. But with the higher prices eating deep into his earning, he's wondering if that is a wise move. Honestly, right now, I'm thinking of switching to using wood and charcoal because the continuous increase in the price of cooking gas is disturbing me. The rising cost of gas for cooking has pushed many in Kano to resort to using wood and charcoal. Here at the local charcoal market in Kano, new consignments arrived. Business is booming. And I can tell you that in a day, we used to have like 500 bags, from 400, 300 to 500 bags of charcoal. To make those 500 bags, dozens of trees must have been cut down, effectively reversing gains made in protecting trees in a country.
As we end Global TV News Prime, here's a quick look on some of our top stories again. Benue State has said all is now set for its local government election. Executive Secretary of Tertiary Education Trust Fund have been recognized and introduced into Hall of Fame of Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union. In business, Naira for crude oil deal has failed to take off on deadline. And that's it on News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we are on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using a Global TV NG and our handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.